Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics Meal. This is a program that we designed in order to help our students in the subject mathematics. We know that many students have developed mathematical ulcer in the course of studying mathematics. Some also have developed mathematical kwashiorkor. But through Mathematics Meal, we want to put an end to all these mathematical diseases. Today on Mathematics Meal, we'll be looking at the topic theory of logarithm. And theory of logarithm is an important topic that every student must know. Now, for you to be able to watch us, you will need to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that each time we upload a new video, you'll be able to know about it. And also, you can also like our Facebook page. It's important. All right, like we used to do generally in all the topics that we have treated so far. The first thing we must consider is the objectives. The objectives are the areas that the student needs to cover in this course of studying a particular topic. So in the study of theory of logarithm, we have 5 objectives. So at the end of the study, the students will know the following. 1, meaning and important points in logarithm. Then 2, the laws of logarithm. Then the students will be able to simplify terms and expressions that involve logarithm. And then we look at logarithm of numbers by substitution. And finally, we look at equations involving logarithm. So these 5 objectives are what we intend to cover in the study of theory of logarithm. Without wasting time, there is need for us to begin immediately. And we are starting with the first objective, which is the meaning and important point in logarithm. I want you to stay away from every form of distraction. Very, very important. Anything that will distract you, run away from that. Get your study materials ready. Everything that you need for effective study, just get them ready and stay away from distraction as we begin this wonderful and lovely journey. So we're going to consider, in this first episode, we are going to consider the meaning and the important points in logarithm. So let's go together if you are ready. So let's begin this beautiful journey. We want to look at the meaning and important points in logarithm. Meaning and important points in logarithm. Okay? All right. It will be wrong for us to start solving problem in logarithm when we don't even know what logarithm is. So the first thing that we need to do is to define logarithm. So once we define logarithm, it will form the basis of any other thing that we want to do in theory of logarithm. So what do we mean by logarithm? Okay, we'll define logarithm in this way. And you know this mathematics, so any grammar we decide to write on the board, we also need to use symbols to actually explain them. So we define logarithm in this way. We say that logarithm of a number. Let's say the number is a. That number, logarithm of a particular number, let's say the number is a, in a given base. Let's say the base is b, is the number, let's say the next number is x, that will become the power of the base. What is the base again? We say it's b. In order to produce the given number a. Okay. So logarithm of a number, let the number be a, in a given base b, is the number s that will become the power of the base b in order to produce what? The given number a. So the short form of the word logarithm is log, not the log of wood, but this one is the log of mathematics, not a log of wood. We are not here for English language anyway. So this the short form of logarithm. Thus, since this is the short form of logarithm, we can now use this with these letters that we have asked or we have decided to call numbers. We can now use them to actually explain the meaning of what? Of logarithm. So thus now, if log a in base b is equal to x, then a is equal to b raised to power x. Now let's explain this. It's important that we note that indices is very, very important in the study of what? Theory of logarithm. So if you don't know indices, it's very, very vital that you watch our video on indices, because indices is a prerequisite for you to study what? Theory of logarithm. Very important. Now, if logarithm of a in base b is s, it means that when I raise this base to power of s, I will form what? A. So if we now decide to use this to explain logarithm, we say the logarithm of a in base b is that number that will become the power of what? The base b for me to find what? A. Any number that will become the power of b so that I will produce a, that number is the logarithm of a in base b. The number that will become the power of what? Of the base in order to produce this number, that's the logarithm. So if log a in base b is equal to s, it means that when s becomes the power of what? B, we are going to form what? A. That's what it means. Now we'll go further. We have used letters, so we'll go further to use numbers to actually describe this. So if we now use numbers, let's say we have numbers. We are not solving problem yet. We are just trying to explain the meaning of logarithm. Now, if we have this log 8 in base 2, let's say I have this. What will be log 8 in base 2? Log 8 in base 2 means what number will become the power of 2 so that I will form what? 8. That number that will become the power of this base 2 to form what? 8. That number is the logarithm of 8 in base 2. And that number is going to be 3 because 2 raised to power 3 is 8. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now, if I take another example, I have log 9 in base 3. What is log 9 in base 3? Log 9 in base 3 is the number that will become the what? The power of 3 for me to form what? 9. What will I assign as the power of 3 now to give me 9? What number, what figure will I put as the power of 3 to form 9? And that figure is 2. So log 9 in base 3 is equal to what? 2. Because when 2 becomes the power of 3, I will form what? I will form 9. I think it's becoming clearer now. That the logarithm of a given number in a given base is that number that will become the power of the base in order to form the given number. So log 9 in base 3 is equal to 2. Because when 2 becomes the power of what? Of 3, we are going to form what? 9. So we take one more now. Just one more. So if I have log 125 base 5, is going to give me what? 3. Because when 3 becomes the power of 5, we form 125. 5 raised to power 3 will give us 5 times 5 times 5, and that's 125. If someone mistakenly puts 2 here, log 125 in base 5 can never be 2. Log 125 in base 5 cannot be 2. Why? When you raise 5 to power of 2, you will form 25 and not 125. So that's why this log is equal to what? 3. I believe so far so good that you have actually understood the the meaning of what? Of logarithm. Now we will move further to look at the basic points or the important points, few important points that we need to note. I believe that you have taken note of this objective because that's what will run throughout the study of what? Theory of logarithm. So it's important that you take notes, write it down as you have also written down the meaning of logarithm. I believe you are enjoying the meal. By the end of the day, you see that your mathematical hunger will be satisfied. So let's use this part of the board and take notes of few points. So let's note this. Very, very important. Before we end this first episode, we need to note the following. People are usually in a haste to solve problems in mathematics. No, it is wrong. Before you begin to solve problem, please lay the proper word foundation. Don't just start solving problem in mathematics. That's what we are taking our time to do. Somebody may say, why all this grammar? Just take time to understand them. Be patient with us, because we are not just here to solve problem. We are here to make sure that you become mathematically transformed. That's why we are here. So just follow us, because what we are trying to do is to give you the basics of what you are about to learn. All right, so what are the things that we need to take note of? Take note of the following. Number one, the logarithm of a negative number does not exist. In other words, you cannot find the logarithm of a negative number. Logarithm of a negative number does not exist. In other words, you cannot find the logarithm of a negative number. Then B, the second part of that, we are going to explain this later. The base of a logarithm cannot be negative. The base of a logarithm cannot be what? Cannot be negative. That's the base of a logarithm. Cannot be negative. Now, C, the logarithm of a number, or the result of the logarithm of a number can be negative. So if you look at the examples we have solved so far, you see that this is a positive number, this is also positive, this is also positive. When we found log 8 in base 2, we have 3 positive numbers. Now let's digest these 3. Let's digest these 3. The logarithm of a negative number, let's add number there. The logarithm of a negative number does not exist. The logarithm of a negative number does not exist. Negative number does not exist. That means we cannot have log minus 20. You cannot find logarithm of a negative number. So logarithm of minus 20 cannot exist. So if you press it in your calculator, you're going to have an error. You just have error. So logarithm of a negative number does not exist. That's the first point. The second point is that the base of a logarithm cannot be negative. You cannot have log 100 base minus 10. No, the base of a logarithm cannot be what? Cannot be negative. That's the second point. That's the second point. Then the third point is telling us you can find logarithm of a number and you have a negative answer. For example, I can find log 1 over 4 in base 2, I will have minus 2. Don't ask me how we'll arrive at this. By the time we begin to solve problem in logarithm, we'll see that. It's possible that we can find the logarithm of a positive number and the answer is negative. The answer of a logarithm can be negative, but you cannot find logarithm of what? A negative number. If the number is negative, you cannot find its log. But it's possible that you can find log of a number and the result, the answer, will now be what? Negative. All right, so far so good. I believe that you are enjoying our meal. You are enjoying our meal. At least we have been able to define logarithm. We have also looked at the important points in what? In logarithm. We are going to end this episode here. And in the second episode now, we are going to look at the laws of what? Of logarithm. Remember that I said that we are taking all this gradually so that we don't want to rush you. Because the moment we rush you, we'll mess up the meal. When you are eating, you don't need to rush food. Yes, that's why it's mathematics meal. We are not here to rush you. We just want to be taking things step by step. All those grounds that you lost in the past in mathematics, we are here to make sure that you regain the grounds that you have lost. All right. Till I come your way again in the next episode, keep on enjoying mathematics meal. Remember, a meal a day has a way of driving away mathematical foolishness. Don't mind me. God bless you as you keep watching Mathematics Me. Remember, there is every need for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like our page on Facebook. Thank you and remain blessed.